Hello friends, welcome to the heart of it. Today I'm going to talk about an INFJ, me, preparing for an interview. So, is it fun? No. Do I want to? Not really. But I want the job. So, I don't know. If you want the time, do the crime. Anyways, that's not a saying. So, what I've noticed in the past few days, trying to prepare, trying to do all these things that you're supposed to do, you're really supposed to do, well, it's awful. And I guess that's just the whole video. No, I'm kidding. So what an INFJ does is, in general, in everything, SE inferior doesn't want to give a bad experience, really doesn't want to give a bad experience. And then you're going into an interview where there are people there who interview people all the time. And so then you don't want to give them a bad experience because, let's face it, they do this all the time. It must be horrible for them just sitting there asking the same exact question, hearing a similar answer, and then trying to rate if they're good or not, or if they're worthy of the job. So, that's like where you start off with, is like, don't give a bad experience, don't give a bad experience. But you shouldn't behave that way in an interview, or you will look totally unconfident, not someone you want in your job, at your organization at all, right? So what do? And you're stuck there. If you let yourself be stuck there. Don't let yourself be stuck there. So what I have been doing in the past few days in preparation is I have been power posing. I have been standing like Wonder Woman, and I have been making a box shape with my entire body. And that, when I think about interviewing, is how I make myself stand or sit. Is, if I'm thinking about this interview, I better have open body language. I better be confident. I better have my shoulders out, my head up. And then in tandem with that, together, alongside, you hopefully know what I'm saying. Then I also, yeah. Oh, I've also been visualizing, which, believe it or not, I did before this video, and it clearly worked very well for me. Visualizing how it's gonna happen. So I, visualize myself getting dressed. I visualize myself getting to the place. I visualize myself talking to the receptionist. I visualize myself going into the interview room. I visualize myself leaving the interview room. And so I've been, thinking about, like, when I go, and it's like there is a relief there, and however long it'll all be over. But really what I keep, like, trying to get into my head is, like, no, when I leave, I have won. Like, it's a victory. And if I think about, like, finishing the interview, and it's like, and leaving that door knowing I did my best beforehand, so I don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully it's going to go well, but I am making myself like, when I leave, it's going to be great, because you would have just presented yourself so well that regardless if they want to hire you or if they don't want to hire you, you will have known that you did your best because you showed who you were, and they can decide if that is someone they want in their organization or if it's not someone they want in their organization, but you did what you do well. You presented yourself well. They know who you are as a person and can go from there. And then with that, I told myself, it's like, just let T.I. Child go nuts. How many times do INFJs, like, we want someone to ask us what we're thinking, and it's like, and I'm going to tell them, and they're going to have their mind blown because I'm, like, just so smart, and people don't always think it, or don't always realize, how smart I am on the inside. And an interview, they're there to find out what you think about things. Like, really, all you need to do in that time is make sure they know exactly what you think on things. So just be smart, be as smart as you are, because let's face it, you're very smart, and just let them know. And if you can tell your ideas well in a fairly concise manner, I mean, that's fantastic. And when else are you going to get such a team, like a group of people that is only there to watch to find out what you have to say. And yes, they might not have like the most rapt attention or concentration. They might not super feel like interviewing you, but regardless, that is why they are there. And so you gotta tell them what you think, and you choose a question, but surely you have thoughts on whatever they ask, or mostly. I got asked a really weird question once, and I was quite blindsided. So, just imagine being able to have people who can tell what you're thinking to. And see, now I'm getting really excited because this has been a state of mind that I've like been trying to cultivate within myself. And I'm like too excited now to keep going. It's just so great. And so, again, it's like with just mindset going in, think of it as an opportunity, as a growing experience. And so then regardless of what happens, like you still got that interview. They still liked me enough as a candidate that they, asked to interview me. So regardless of if I get the job or not, I won in all those steps leading up to the actual job. So yeah. I'm kind of excited. And I'm trying not to be nervous about tomorrow. But if you learned anything, like and subscribe, and have a fantastic day.